Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a really great guest on today, and I'll describe her briefly. She's the co-founder and chief creative officer of Design Army in Washington, D.C., and she oversees all creative coming through the agency's doors. She's an award-winning creative director and savvy business leader, and has dreamed up and developed numerous high-profile campaigns worldwide. Please join me in welcoming Poom Lefebure. Welcome.
Hello.
Are
Hi,
you
Thomas.
Hi, are you ready for 20 questions?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Question one. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
I am a co-founder and chief creative officer of Design Army. So I'm pretty much in charge of everything that come through the firm's door.
Great. So moving to question two here. So what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
I'm a go-getter. And hmm, key piece of, sorry. Can you edit this stuff or no?
Yes.
Okay. Key piece of knowledge. What do you mean by that?
It can be anything that makes you unique.
Okay, so my key piece of knowledge is ability to blend cultures because I was born and raised in Bangkok, Thailand. Half of my life I live in Asia, half of my life I live here in the United States. So I have a view of two very distinct culture between Eastern and Western, and the way we design and do things for the client, especially here in the United States, we tend to kind of mix the two culture together. And if you've seen our work, it's have that rare combination between Eastern and West.
Great. And just a quick note for the audience, if you guys are interested in the recent episodes, check out the episode with Eve Behar. That really kind of broke a glass ceiling for us moving into industrial design. So question three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
I love, my love in art, growing up in Thailand. I thought I was gonna be an artist, right? And in the 90s, I saw this ad campaign from United Color of Benettong's, and that's like inspired me to study graphic design and to, kind of fall in love with advertising through design, really. And I love commercial art because, it's give us a platform to celebrate, our thinking, but in a much broader audience. When you do I grew up as a painter, right? And that's just kind of like we have an audience of one. Whereas when you do graphic design and advertising, you have a much bigger audience. Um, and, I love the scale of it.
Nice. So some people struggle with number four, but the question is, what does your future look like?
Um, I think it's gonna be exciting. I'm the kind I have my company for 20 years now, and I still work harder today than when I think I work harder today than when I first started, actually. And I have a lot of energy, and I'm excited about the new technology and AI and all the things that's throwing at me. And I think it's going to be kind of fun. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know whatever the future going to be, I'm going to adapt to it.
Nice. Just another note for the audience. I'm glad you brought up AI. If you guys are interested in that, check out the episode with John Maeda. He's now the VP of AI at Microsoft. Question five, we say is unique to the show. The question is, let's talk about location. How
Hmm.
does the notion of place play into what you do?
Are you talking about the place I live?
It can be interpreted as you wish.
I don't understand the question.
Well, some people interpret place as a geographic place, and some people have a more philosophical view.
How does the notion of place? Can we come back to that? I need to think about this.
Sure. Okay, so question 6. If you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
I would travel. If I graduate from college, I would not jump into first job. I think I would take a year off and travel the world first. I
Hmm.
think travel, even today, where do I find inspiration is through travel. And there is no amount of money and research and the understanding you can do on the internet. You have to go to places and you have to see, hear, taste the culture. And once you have those knowledge and vocabulary, you will be a much better designer
Hmm.
because you do not look through the lens of other people via Pinterest or Instagram.
Hmm.
You experience that culture yourself, and that is unique to you. You take those experience and form your own design, and that is invaluable.
Great. So 7, what's a day in your life like?
Chaos.
Lifelong learning is a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
I like learning, and I particularly love podcasts. I think, I sometimes I'm on my treadmill and I just listen to podcasts and not about design podcasts necessarily. Sometimes I listen to the health podcast. Sometimes I listen to the business podcast. Sometimes I listen to the how to be a better entrepreneur podcast. And I think learning from other people in other industry kind of broader your view as a designer, and lifelong learning is not, it's everywhere, right? It's back to the travel. I love go to Venice Biennale. I love go to Art Basel. I like to looking at art. I go to performing arts or ballet to sit as an audience and listen and see and feel different type of art. And that, you kind of start seeing form and storytelling in different way of what I'm practicing, and that's help us become a much more well-rounded designer.
Nice. I love that. So 9 is about tools. Do you use both digital and analog tools?
Yes. Um, when I, obviously our design team, use everything from AI to help us concept or, design right directly into the sketch. What I try to encourage my team is that try to sketch in a blank piece of paper first. I'm quite old school in terms of the method.
Hmm.
Whether we design logo or we design a storyboard or concept, a movie, right? Recent work, Hong Kong Ballet, we literally tell everyone to go and do some sketches on a piece of paper. And, there's something about this analog method that has been practiced for hundreds of years, right? You have an idea, you grab a pencil, you write it down on a piece of paper, and get away from the computer.
Hmm.
And what it does is that when you draw, it's kind of primitive connection between your brain into your hands, right? So if I ask 10 designer to draw a banana, everyone gonna draw it differently. It's never gonna be the same banana. And someone can draw more like cartoonish, someone to draw it in a beautiful, like well crafted one, someone can draw in like a graphic looking bananas. It's like that's how you see. And I think sometimes it's good to go analog because you start connecting with your true self again.
Mm.
And it's give a much different result. There is nothing to control you. There is no like filter or like automatic feel of the color of banana. It has to be yellow and it's like "Troop," that's happened. Sometimes the banana might not be like the curved banana, but it might be like a weird curl banana. I don't know. It's just like there's something about the sketches method that I really like, and I think that's how we create original work for clients. That we encourage young designer to sketch and stay away from computer, or write and just think about things in a more primitive way.
Nice. I'm excited for number 10 because I saw another interview with you answering this question, but the question is around work-life balance. How do you deal with work-life or life-work balance?
Um, I don't have work-life balance. You know, I start my own company 20 years ago with my husband. So it's really hard to balance the two. A lot of people think about work-life balance is about separate the two things. On the left is work, on the right is it's life, and you don't mix together. How I make it work for myself and my family is that we integrating them and make it fun. So Sophie, my daughter, who's now, study animation in New York, I remember like taking her to photo shoot since when she was 2. And we say, we're going to do the shoot. You can hang around, learn, work with the stylist, stay with the prop people. And she's, make it fun for her as we're going to go to adventure. We're going to go scouting this weekend. Let's go explore at National Arboretum. And then let's go run around and bring our bicycle and let's do a ride there. So, time is something that I don't have starting my own company until today. So I just integrated them and tell myself to not be guilty about it. I mean, that's whatever works for me may not work for anyone else, but it works for our agency and our family.
Great. 11 is if you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
Editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine.
What would you not like to do with your career?
No, but because I want to bring I mean, it has to do with our career, right? Graphic design, it's editorial design, it's graphic design, it's photo shoot, it's creative directions, it's setting trends, what is going to be cool for, the next 3 months, it's trend prediction, it's everything that has to do with graphic design.
Hmm, great. Do you have a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Um, it's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be.
Hmm. How about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Um, this project is due ASAP.
Hmm.
And it's not because of its rush, it's because of ASAP is can be today in an hour or Friday is ASAP. So like there is no, it's not clear.
Hmm.
The word ASAP is not clear of what that means because time, everyone has different timelines.
Hmm.
So, when the client's like, it's due ASAP, it's like, what is ASAP? Is that today, tomorrow, or 3 days from now?
Great. 15. You're choosing one word to describe yourself. What word do you choose?
Decisive.
Hmm. What keeps you up at night?
I'm thinking what
Mm,
keep me up at night. I don't know. I mean, I think everything, right? Depends. It depends on what's going on in the world,
mm,
you know.
mhm.
Sometimes I looking at this AI and I looking at Tesla robot and I'm looking at automatic driving. It's excite me and then sometimes it worries me. Everything has pro and cons and I think about future a lot. I think about how we as a business will keep up with what's going on and what's thrown at us. And I want to be sure that we are not against where the future is go, but be quite thoughtful about our decision as a design company. How much AI are we going to use? What's the ethical thing to do and what's not quite right? I think about the future a lot, actually.
Mm. Do you have a dream you're chasing?
I think just be very happy and content, on everything that I do every day. I mean, what else? I mean, I feel I feel that we are quite lucky, to born and become a designer because designer is such a cool job to be a designer. You can get paid to imagine things for the clients and having fun doing it and having passion to make it better. And what we do does affect the culture. I couldn't imagine any other job that is cooler than be a designer.
What inspires you?
I like leaders of any kind that has a clear vision um, for their company, for the future, for the society. I love listen to different leaders podcasts and see how they run their organization, how they create their products to change human race. I mean, Steve Jobs is the greatest uh leader of all time in my opinion. It's rare to find someone like him and he's really big inspiration to me.
Advice, any advice you'd like to share?
Um Stop caring about what people think about you
Mm.
because you are who you are. There is only one you. You make up of this incredible DNA that is unique to you. And, we living in the world of social media that everyone has to have a say or a comment on every post that you post. Everyone have the opinion. If you live your life through other people lens and worry about what other people gonna say about you, that is going to limit you. So, learn how to, listen, expect criticism, and move on. You can't sit down and worry too much. I think there's a lot of people that love to talk and love to give opinion and not actually do things. So don't be that person. I think, create what you dream. You know your dream, my dream and your dreams are different. So you have to really trust your gut instinct and stop worry about what other people are going to say. That is not their business. It's your business to be the best version of yourself.
Great. And before we hop to number 20, the last one, maybe we'll return to the question that we mentioned we would return to, which is number 5. Let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
I think location for me is a place, right?
Mm,
Location can be a place or a state of mind. So when I think about, a busy day. I want to come home and, I want that sense of serenity and just go hibernate for a while from the busy week, busy traveling. I might light a candle. I have this ritual. I have so many candles at home, and some it smell like really relaxing. Some it smell like lavender feel in France. Some it smell like the Zen uh, temple in Japan. Um, the sense of place. When I light a candle, it's giving that sense of place. It smells like this beautiful lavender feel in southern France or Mediterranean Sea. And, I light candle based on the project I'm working on. I'm like right now we work on the branding and marketing campaign for a new hotel that is about to open. So like that was part of my creative process. And sense of place and location, it's so crucial for your learning. That's why back to travel, it's so important to really understand what is Japan. And when we say we want to mix Scandinavian with Japanese design, you need to talk the talk by, walk the walk because you've been there and you know what that is. Like
Mm.
you cannot fake those kind of knowledge.
Mm. Great. And finally, number 20, how can our listeners keep tabs on you and what's our call to action?
What do you mean? How can they keep in touch with me?
How do they follow you and your work?
Oh, I'm pretty active on Instagram, so at Pum Lefebure, PUMLEFEBURE, or at Design Army on Instagram. So those are like for my personal Instagram, I show my travel, I show what I see, sometimes thought leader article. And for Design Army, it's like me and my team. I'm really proud of the team that, I work with. And those are like, collective group of people coming together to create one vision for our clients. So check out Design Army and TikTok. If you want something raw and funny, entertaining, go to Design Army official at TikTok. We show all the fun behind the scene. And those are like super raw and funny. So that's three ways to get in touch with us and follow us to keep it, to keep us in your um, i- inspiration board or whatever.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It's kind of been a long time coming, and I've really looked forward to having this episode up. So thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you so much, Thomas. So nice to meet you.